Hi, welcome back to my channel. So you guys, I'm super excited about this week's coaching video because today I'm going to be giving you 6 signs that fear is running your life. Let's jump right on in. So number 1, you question your beliefs. See, every time you have a fearful thought, you want to question it. What's true about that thought? What's not true about that thought? The minute you question your thoughts and beliefs, you start to create distance, allowing you space to take a witness position to your thoughts. This starts to loosen fear hold on you right away. So when you start questioning the fear that you're thinking about, then you start to loosen fear's hold on you, because fear is saying, whoa, wait a minute, hold up now. She's starting to question things. I don't have the upper hand like I thought. So whenever you have fearful thoughts, always question, why are you having these thoughts? What's creating this? And then that's when fear has to let go, because it realizes that it can't win over you. Number 2, you procrastinate. When you're afraid of putting yourself out there because of fear of failure, success, and yes, I said success, there are some people that are actually truly afraid of succeeding, so they don't step out there and do the things that they should be doing because they're afraid that they're going to be successful. And guess what? When you're successful at A, you now got to go to B, to level B. And when you get to level B, you've got to elevate to C, D, E, F, G on up the alphabet. So success actually causes people to have fear. Uncertainty, judgment, criticism, or rejection. You'll tend to stand on the sidelines where you feel safer when you face fear head on. Motivation replaces procrastination. You're not going for it based on a fear-based need to make it happen. Instead, the natural inclination toward love and service generates inspired action that pushes you toward that which wants to be born through you. Stop procrastinating. Procrastination is nothing but fear. Well, I'm sorry, it could be 2 things. Sometimes it's just sheer laziness, but the majority of the time it's really fear. Number 3, you avoid making decisions. When you're afraid, you avoid making the decisions your soul knows that you must take. Your intuition tells you it's time to leave that toxic relationship, or quit that miserable job, or set boundaries with people, or go to rehab. What you'll discover on the other side of fear, I like that. What you will discover on the other side of fear, though, is that uncertainty is the gateway to possibility. When you don't know what the future holds, anything can happen. Number 4, you become a control freak. When you're afraid, you feel the need to micromanage everything. You mistakenly think you live in a hostile, random universe that's out to get you unless you grab the wheel with both hands and steer your life toward what you want. You don't trust that it's a purposeful universe, that life is intelligent, that everything that happens helps you to grow in your soul, even if it's not what your ego wants. Y'all, that's big right there. When you make the journey from fear to faith, you can relax. Let me say that one more time. When you make the journey from fear to faith, then you can relax. Surrender to the flow of life, accept what is, let go of the handle, and enjoy the exciting ride. That is when life gets to become fun. See, y'all need to figure that out, because life should be fun. It shouldn't be that you're always just tired, or your underwear always knotted up in a bunch. Relax. Number 5, you quit yourself. When fear is operating you, you'll avoid speaking up. You won't stand up for what you believe. You won't let your voice be heard when your integrity is being threatened. You won't tell people when they hurt your feelings. You'll be too afraid to ask for what you really want. When you let love lead, you start respecting and appreciating the divine voice that flows through you, and you invite it to be heard. As a result, you'll attract those who resonate with your truth. You'll find your soul community. Number 6, last but not least, you make yourself sick. Fear isn't just an uncomfortable emotion that holds you back from following your dreams. It also triggers stress responses in the body that put you at risk of disease, and it makes it hard for the body to heal itself. See, fearful people are more likely to get heart attacks, cancers, diabetes, autoimmune diseases, inflammatory disorder, chronic pain, and even common colds. They're also more likely to experience milder symptoms such as insomnia, low energy, obesity, dizziness, headaches, backaches, decreased libido, and gastrointestinal distress. So, y'all, this whole thing about fear is deep. It is deep. And I know we like to say that fear is nothing more than false evidence appearing real. That's the acronym for fear. But can I just tell you that sometimes that fear is real? Sometimes in life that fear is very real, because you know what awaits you on the other side of whatever it is that you're doing. Sometimes it's real because you are truly afraid to step out there and do the things that you've been called to do, because you're afraid that people aren't going to like it. You're afraid that people aren't going to respect it. You're afraid that they're going to laugh at you. And they may do all of those things. But can I tell you that if you don't step out there and do those things that you've been called to do, that somebody is missing out. Notice I didn't say that you're missing out on anything. Yeah, you might be missing out on the money. You may be missing out on the fame and all that other good stuff, but it's not about you, and it's not about me. If I become afraid and I don't step out there and do what I've been called to do, see, it's not about me. There are other people that won't get what they need because I was too afraid to step up and do what God has spoken into my spirit to do. So I just wanted to leave y'all with that thought. So always remember, if you don't do something and it's because of fear, somebody else is missing out on your blessing. Let that sink in. Let's do a quick recap, and I promise I'm going to let you be. So number one, today I said we talked about signs that fear is running your life. And number one, I said you question your beliefs. Every time, not sometimes, not every now and then, but every time you have a negative or a fearful thought, I want you to question it. Ask, where's this coming from? Why am I having this? What am I afraid of? And then that way you can break fear's hold on you. Number two, you procrastinate. And we all procrastinate. Sometimes, y'all, I'm going to be honest with you, I procrastinate in doing stuff just because I don't feel like doing it. It's not that I have a fear of doing it. I just don't feel like doing it, period. But typically, procrastination is seen when someone is afraid. See, because if I'm afraid to get out there and do a YouTube video, I'm going to keep procrastinating. And that was me at one time. When I was looking at everybody else's videos going, wow, I wish I could do that. And I realized, Michelle, you can do that. But that fear is causing you to procrastinate. It's causing you not to get started doing what I believe I've been called to do. So it will cause you to procrastinate. Then you will avoid making decisions. See, when you're afraid of stuff, you won't make the necessary decisions. You'll leave it up to other people. Oh, what do you think? No, it's not what they think. It's what do you think? It's what do I think? Okay? Number four, you become a control freak. I never thought, I really never thought that people that are control freaks sometimes act out of fear. But I actually can see it, because if I'm afraid that somebody's going to take over my job or take over something that I'm doing, then yeah, I would want to micromanage. So that way I can always be in the loop of what's going on. So you don't want to become a control freak. Because I'm going to tell you something. It pushes people away from you. It doesn't draw them and attract them to you. It pushes them away from you. Okay? So you want to be careful about that. Number five, I said you quiet yourself. I'm sorry, I said you quit yourself earlier. Please forgive me. You quiet yourself. And that's when I talked about it avoids you avoid speaking up. And you won't stand up for what you believe. And you'll let people say and do anything they want to you because you're quiet. Fear causes you to get quiet. Honey, let me tell you something. There are times when you need to be quiet, but there's times when you need to speak up and tell people how you feel. Do not go through life being quiet. Do not, because you will allow people to walk all over you. Speak up for yourself. Do not allow fear. See, because we say, oh, if I speak up and say something, I might get fired. Or they may not like me, or I may lose this contract. You may do all of those things, but you've got to stop allowing fear to cause you to become quiet. No. That's not what you're here for. You need to speak up. Tell people, and you can do it in a nice way. You can do it in a nice way. Y'all ever have a time where you had to cut somebody down verbally and you did it with a smile? And you made that person feel good about going on about their business? You can do it in a nice way, but don't allow fear to keep you from speaking your truth, from speaking up for yourself. Because if you do, I promise you, the world will walk all over you. And last but not least, number 6, I said you can make yourself sick. Fear will eat away at you. I didn't realize it can cause a lot of these things like diabetes and cancers and autoimmune diseases, inflammatory diseases, chronic pain, and even common colds. I guess I never thought about that. But you can make yourself sick, literally, when you allow fear to take over. And there's no reason to do that. Honey, let me tell you something. The way you overcome fear, because I've had people ask this question, the way you overcome fear is you take a deep cleansing breath. Y'all know what that is, where you breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. See how much calmer you feel? You feel so much better. And when fear starts to build up in you, and sometimes fear is coming at you with everything. Fear is coming at you with both fists. You hear what I'm saying? And it's coming at you from the front. It's coming at you from the sides. But you've got to take that deep breath. Lift your chest up. Let it out nice and slow. And then say, okay, fear, I'm here. I'm ready to take you on, because you will not take me out. You will not knock me off my game. I'm on to you, fear. It's you and I. Let's do this. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to do that, because if not, fear will cause you to sit on the sidelines of life, and that's what I do not want for any of you. Stop letting fear dictate how you move. Okay, how you move and how you grow. That's all I have, you guys. Thank you so much to my newest subscribers. Thank you so much to those of you that continue to support me in all that I do. I love you guys to the moon and back, and there's really nothing you can do about it. So, having said all of this, start to reevaluate your life, y'all. You stop living in fear, because fear is keeping you from doing some great things. And I believe God has ordained all of us to do great things. We don't all step out there and do it. Why? Because of fear. So stop letting fear lead you. Until next time, take care.